This story comes from my uncle, and from this point on, I'll be telling it from his perspective. When I was married, I moved in with my then wife. Let's call her B. She lived in Gilroy, California, about 30 minutes outside San Jose, where I'm from. One day, we were bored and decided to take a walk along a nearby trail. I can't remember the name of it now, it's been years, but I remember that the sun was starting to set. It wasn't dark yet, but the light was definitely fading. As we walked, we noticed an old, abandoned 2-story house off to the right of the trail. Me being into all that paranormal stuff, I told B I wanted to check it out. The place reeked of death and rotten eggs the moment I stepped inside. While I was exploring the second floor, I suddenly heard B scream outside. I rushed down and found her standing there, pale and terrified. I asked what was wrong. She said the moment I went upstairs, she saw an old, pale man through the window. She described him as short and hunched, built kind of like Danny DeVito's penguin with white hair and thick glasses. He was just staring. I told her it was probably nothing, trying to stay calm. But truthfully, I was starting to freak out. Still, I went back in to investigate, and that's when I saw him. He turned slowly to face me, and then vanished. I'm not saying he ducked away or walked off, I mean he literally evaporated into thin air. I bolted out of there, screaming for B to run. We rushed home, completely shaken. A couple of days later, curiosity got the better of us. We decided to go back to the same trail and see the house again. But what we saw made no sense. The once abandoned house was suddenly renovated, pristine. Lights on, a fresh coat of paint, even landscaping. A family was there, friendly, welcoming. They even gave us a little tour. The house had furniture, toys, everything you'd expect in a lived-in home. We left confused, but thinking maybe we had imagined how bad it looked before. Maybe it had just looked worse in the dark. But that wasn't the end. We went back again not long after, and this time, everything was gone. No house, no family, no footprints. Just an empty lot. I haven't lived in Gilroy for years, but sometimes I still wonder, what was the history behind that trail? And what exactly did we walk into? Maybe it was Gilroy. Maybe Morgan Hill.
My uncle wasn't quite sure, but whatever it was,
it never left his mind. Have you ever experienced something like this? Be sure to share your story in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next chilling story.
Send in your own scary stories. Yours might be featured in one of the upcoming videos. See you soon.